What is up, everyone? Golden Truth taking on the YouTube community, but I know for a fact that we're not the only ones going live. Hence the reason why I don't think our favorite audience member Jason isn't gonna be around. I know that for a fact. Um, he is actually doing a live stream. We're gonna be just maybe a friendly competition. Something went on in his family or in his YouTube life earlier today where he was supposed to go live earlier to not compete with me, but something happened and he was like, you know what? Let's compete. I'm like, oh, why not? So we're here, we're ready. I'm
And
not
all the
alone
bots
though.
are
I got my guy Aaron Faxon. How you doing, Matt? I know that we were talking a little bit backstage. So how's your family? How's your sister doing? Because I think the audience knows that she's expecting. So how y'all doing?
we're okay. She's expected to be induced possibly on the 22nd, but they're clearing the dates of the 22nd through the 29th. Um, on the bright side of things, I was able to get a lot of time off of work paid, where December 19th all the way through January 2nd, I'm going to have off.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I was like, hey, paid days off.
Yep. But all right. So today's show we're gonna be discussing general rundown, basically our week recap, our previous week recap. What was last week? Week 9.
Yeah, I've been
Um,
pulling up the games right now.
yeah. All right, and then also we're gonna do like a brief recap of last night's game. If you notice in the title, who's gonna win that NFC South? Our takes on that, especially with the game that happened yesterday, with Tampa's matchup this weekend. And of course, we're going to be doing week 10 predictions, but also, if time permits, since we are halfway through the season, we are actually going to give our picks on who is going to win the division, uh, each division winner, since we are just, halfway through the season. I know that we did our predictions at the beginning. Now we're doing them in the middle. And then when we wrap up the season, we're gonna, react to our predictions. So should be a fun show. Let's see how it goes. So Aaron, what's our first game to recap?
How about we do Eagles and Texans 29-17 Eagles.
We already did that one, remember? We
No,
were
yeah,
hyped
sure
for that
did.
one.
Um, all right, Falcons lose to the Chargers 20-17.
Falcons are just inconsistent.
They are, and there's more evidence of that later in this episode.
Yep.
All right, Bears lose to Miami 35-32.
Okay, here's my take on this. The Bears are actually I feel like they're finally getting Justin Fields and them are finally getting it together. They're not going
Chase
to
Claypool's a
contend
game
for
breaker.
anything. They're not
Chase
going to
Claypool.
contend. Go ahead.
Chase Claypool's a game breaker. Enough said.
Yeah, but I feel like they're not going to contend for anything. Obviously, wild card or the division, just because it's too little, too late for that.
Well, the Vikings 4 games up on everyone.
But they can be a team that can play spoiler if
They could.
They can get things together. So I feel like Chase Claypool is a huge difference maker. Yes, they did lose, but they lost just by 3 points. Where I think both you and I were discussing last week that we expected the Dolphins to blow them out.
Yeah.
Which wasn't the case. But go ahead. Let's go ahead with your take.
I still say that it was closer than it should have been, and I think that if the Bears can play that well, and having Chase Claypool could be a game breaker, every single game that a team plays against Chicago is going to be a trap game.
Yep. And here's the thing, like Justin Fields, like he can do it as a runner. As a passer, he's kind of like, he reminds me of like a Lamar Jackson in Lamar Jackson's first season, where Lamar Jackson did a lot of things with his legs, and they're like, okay, we know that he can run, but can he throw can he pass the ball downfield? And I think Justin Fields is basically in that same boat, same category that, he can run, and he got a 61-yard, dash for a touchdown. But his passing is going to be under question. So,
and by the way, on that play there was a spy too, and not to mention the fact that the play is going to be trying to keep Justin Fields in the pocket because he can throw, but he can throw better on the run than if he's standing still.
Yeah,
you have to corral him.
Yeah. All right, next game.
Bengals beat the Panthers 42-21.
Panthers was disappointing me. The Bengals, man, man, they are so up and down. I kid you not. Like, 1 week I pick the Bengals, they lose because I'm like, hey, they're the better team. The next week I pick against them because I think they suck, and they win. Like, I'm really getting sick and tired of the Bengals, dude.
They can't win in prime time on a national stage.
That is true.
That's what these losses have been because they lost 32-13 to the Browns on Monday night.
All
right, Lions over Packers 15-9.
Aaron Rodgers just sucks. The Lions are the bottom ranked defense. How can you only score 9 points? I don't care who you have as wide receiver. You have Aaron Jones. Isn't Aaron Jones your next best weapon? You should have used them better. And for him to not, like, what gets me is this: throughout this losing streak, he blames everyone but himself. I'm kind of sick and tired of Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna get even further exposed this next Sunday, which we'll talk about. But I feel like the Lions, woohoo, they got the win. They finally proved that they can beat Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers, I think, like, he's done. I think him, maybe Tom Brady. I think that this is their last season where we actually consider them elite quarterbacks. I think Aaron Rodgers is done.
He ricocheted one of those passes off the helmet of a defender.
No, but here's the thing: how do you go 3 possessions and you throw 3 interceptions? One at the 1 yard line, another one at the 5, and then another one at the 22-yard line. Like that is inexcusable for me. Like,
no,
you're supposed to be one of the greats of the thrower of the football, like that.
Yeah, I agree.
What was that? What else? There was another take that I had.
Amon-Ra St. Brown was also a difference maker.
Oh no, he's always a threat.
It was good to see him back.
Okay, I don't see the Lions competing for anything, but
another spoiler team.
Yep.
All right. Jacksonville over Las Vegas 27-20.
Do I even remember who I took for this game?
The Raiders is who he picked, but the Raiders gave that game away.
Oh yeah, they had that lead 17-0, which is sad.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I feel like the Raiders. This is proving my point where Josh McDaniels, he's a good offensive coordinator, but not a good coach. Because this is already a second stint as coach, and they lose. And he's a losing coach, and he's a winner as offensive coordinator, but he's a losing coach. He's gonna get fired after this year.
No doubt.
With all the plethora of talent that you have Darren Waller, you have Devontae Adams, you have Josh Jacobs. All that talent, and I get that Derek Carr is maybe like a mid to like a mid of the pack quarterback, but he has the talent to like succeed.
Speaking of coaches getting fired, Patriots up over the Colts 26-3.
I really don't know what to say about that game, to be honest.
The Colts brought in somebody who has never coached before.
Yeah, for their former player, too.
Yeah, I'm sorry. They're a lost cause now.
Yeah, I think that they're going to be in full tank mode with their new coach for the rest of the season.
They have to draft a new quarterback.
They're going to draft one of these top, one of these tier, like Stroud. I don't know his first name. Or what's this dude's name? Brian. Brian Love or something. I don't know who the guy's. I know he's a quarterback, but he's gonna, one of those two quarterbacks going to Indianapolis next year. They're gonna find their Andrew Luck replacement and stop with these rental quarterbacks. So
Yeah, I agree. All right. So are the Jets for real? Because they beat Buffalo 20-17. The Bills gave that away.
Bills gave that away, but the Jets, man, they were like what, 6-3 now?
Yes.
I say if they can win 3 to 4 games, their remaining 8 games, they could be in playoff contention. And I think what they're interested in, is, since they are now the team with the playoff drought, because they haven't been to the playoffs in a little over a decade, just about. I think that they want to avoid that 17, 18-year drought that the Browns and the Bills had. So
Agreed.
it's plausible, but I see them barely, maybe having a winning record, but barely, either on the outside looking in and they lose it week 18, or going into the playoffs but being knocked out in the wild card.
Agreed.
I'll say this about the AFC East. I feel like that's the one division all 4 teams could go.
Agreed. And I think if you're in the AFC South, only one team is going, and whichever teams do not make it from the AFC South would be filled in by AFC East teams.
Yeah.
Unless Cincinnati picks it up.
Yep.
All right. Vikings over the Commanders, 20-17.
Commanders choked it. Let's move on.
All right, we'll move on.
I was so pissed. I was like, God dang it. I'm like, you had to do Commander things. I was so happy. I was like, yes.
That one play by Curtis Samuel.
No.
Who doesn't think to touch Curtis Samuel down before he rolls into the end zone?
I was so sad. Dude, I was miserable that video. I was so sad. I was like, yes, I literally said, I'm like, we had him, and we lost him. And I got into a Facebook beef with a Commander fan too. I was like,
I got you.
I was beefing with them. Anyways,
that's all right. We'll leave it to that. They choked. Seahawks beat the Cardinals 31-21.
Dude, I don't even know. I don't recognize these Cardinals, man. Like, I feel like the Seahawks, they're legit, but I want to talk more about the Cardinals. I do not recognize that same team over the last few years where people were thinking, oh my goodness, Kyler Murray can lead this team to a Super Bowl. I'm hearing nothing. Like, everyone's saying, what the heck happened to the Cardinals? Because it's the same talent.
Yeah. By the way, everybody is legit on the Seahawks team except for Geno Smith.
Yeah. I feel like he's the guy that makes them tick.
He has good receivers. He's got a good running back. Enough said.
Well, that's true. That is true. He has all the talent, and I feel like and we're gonna talk about the Seahawks game, the Broncos game, but I feel like, or the Broncos, I feel like Pete Carroll is basically pointing the finger back at Russell Wilson. They're like, look, this guy who for 10 years, he's been in 10 years in the league, and he's been hot garbage, and look at where we're at. We're in first place in our division at 6-3 or whatever they're at.
That's just because the rest of the NFC West is just that bad.
If the 49ers can pick that up because they have injuries anyways. Let's continue.
Yeah, and speaking of NFC West teams that are that bad, the defending Super Bowl champions dropped one to the Buccaneers 16-13.
The Rams miss Odell Beckham Jr. ?
Yes, agreed.
And their offensive line is also trash.
Well, and the funny thing is, both of these teams, even after this game, are still below 500.
Yep.
All right. The Chiefs survive the Titans 20-17.
I did not watch this game, but from what I looked up, the Titans let this one go because I think they had like the lead like towards the last minute of the game, and then like the Chiefs did chief things and scored the touchdown on 2-point conversion, tied it, and won it in OT. My thing is this: is Malik Willis for real? Like, I don't know if you
No,
saw that game. Like, is
not yet.
he actually like legitimate where they can bench Ryan Tannehill now?
They can do that, but they also need to realize that Derrick Henry is their bread and butter right now.
Okay.
All right. Ravens beat the Saints 27-13.
Saints just are terrible.
Yeah, well, and the Ravens need to score more than 30 points. They haven't done it the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But they're on a bye this week, so they can get people back healthy.
The Saints are terrible. The Ravens, I forgot who was saying that their defense was actually pretty.
Justin Houston lived on the backfield again.
Yep. Oh, you're cutting out.
Not set to that.
Okay.
Defense wins championships.
Yeah.
All right. Now for the Thursday night game from yesterday, the Falcons lose to the Panthers 22-15.
Oh no, it was 25-15.
25-15, yes. Sorry.
I'm just surprised at the fact that the Falcons were able to keep it that close. They really had no business keeping it close, to be honest.
The Panthers learned from their mistakes in the first game 2 weeks ago, and they corrected them, and that got them out with a W.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like, I feel like this NFC South, and I guess we can talk about it now. Which of these NFC South teams are actually going to be like? Right now, the Falcons are the ones that are in first place.
Tampa's going to take it in the end. Tampa's going to take it.
You think so?
I think it's just that all the other teams in the division are so terribly inconsistent that the Buccaneers can be just consistent enough to make it work.
How many wins do you think? And I guess we can get into division.
Well,
how many wins do you think that the Buccaneers have? And pull up the Buccaneers' remaining schedule so we can like predict.
Well, their next game is against the Seahawks.
Oh, they're losing that game. How insane!
I say they end up at.
I say 8-9. They're gonna be. They're gonna be 8-9.
But that's gonna be enough to win the division, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Either 8-9 or 7-10.
Nope, 8-9 for sure. Because they still have to play. They still have to play some divisional games again.
By the way, another note on that yesterday game, those kickers were terrible.
Yeah,
they kept on missing extra points and missing field goals.
Yeah, I agree. They were terrible. And I will go with the Seahawks against over Tampa as well. All right, ready for the rest of Week 10's predictions?
Anyway.
Yeah, it's honestly.
Yeah. All right. Who do you think is gonna take another division that's kind of? It's technically up for grabs, but it's between 3 teams. Unless the Cardinals somehow pull something miraculous. Who do you think wins the NFC West?
I'm giving it to Seattle, but I'm gonna say that Seattle goes out in the wild card round, hosting the playoff game.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the 49ers.
All they have that they can work with is Christian McCaffrey, and he's not.
Deebo Samuel. They were getting Deebo Samuel back this week.
Yeah, but how long is that going to last with an offensive line that keeps getting hurt too?
That is true, but Jimmy Garoppolo somehow, some way, pulls it off. So
the rest of the Seahawks carry Geno Smith into the playoffs, and he loses in the wild card.
I feel like Geno Smith is gonna have to do something. I think we're gonna take this buck. He's gonna. I feel like the Buccaneers, even though their defense is kind of banged up right now, I think they're the team to like figure out Geno Smith and Geno Smith is gonna be forced to win this
That's
game.
right.
They're gonna expose him, and teams are gonna get tape on him, and then that's how they're gonna figure out the Seahawks team. That's why I feel like the 49ers.
The thing is, though,
49ers also have the better defense.
Brady, when he was part of New England, played Geno Smith before when he was with the Jets.
That is true, but again, I'm gonna go 49ers because they have the better defense, and if they can get Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel going, then I feel like the Seahawks are gonna be exposed at one point.
All right, coming up. Here's my game of the week on paper. You've got the 7-1 Vikings going to 6-2 Buffalo.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Anyways, NFC North. Vikings are winning that division.
Yeah, they're already 4 games up. So yeah.
Yeah, like I don't see them losing fire anytime soon, and I don't see the Packers gaining fire anytime soon. That's so sad to say. NFC East. This is between 2 teams to be honest. Or actually, no, 3 teams.
Philly.
Yeah, but again,
two other teams from the East will go,
to the
but
playoffs.
Philly's taking the division. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go with Philly too. It's sad to say, but yeah. All right. AFC side, AFC North. This is the Ravens division that lose.
Mm-hmm. Yep. AFC East.
Oh.
Buffalo.
I'm gonna go Dolphins.
It's a very interesting pick.
If Tua can stay healthy, and because apparently him and Tyreek Hill have like a great connection, and Tyreek Hill is like in that conversation of MVP and almost catching it for 2,000 yards. He's gonna carry the Dolphins, and I feel like the Dolphins are actually the Bills are the team where they'll lose. Like for example, this past weekend, they lose a few of those games that they're supposed to win, and it's going to cost them in the long run. And that's enough for the Dolphins to get back in the title hunt.
I don't agree, but I don't agree, but your argument does make sense, so I can respect that. AFC West.
Kansas City.
Yep, Chiefs. And AFC South. Tennessee. Yep. Simple.
Who do you think are going to be the wild card teams for the NFC?
The NFC, the wild card teams, there's going to be 3 of them, and I say it's going to be the Cowboys, the Giants, and I think the Rams will sneak their way in. No. I took it back. The Niners, the Cowboys, and the Giants.
Oh, so you don't have the current defending champs going in. Interesting.
Nope.
All right. Yeah, I honestly, if the Commanders would have won this past weekend, I would have said, give me the Commanders to sneak in at that random 7th seed. But seeing that they lost and seeing that I only see 2 winnable games and the rest of their schedule, from here on out, they're not making it to the playoffs. So give me the Cowboys, Giants.
You're probably going to switch the Niners and Seahawks and put the Seahawks at the wild card, aren't you?
No. Yeah.
Have to read you like a book.
Man, I don't trust Geno Smith.
I mean, and that's fine. I don't either, but I trust the rest of his team, though.
I trust Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel more.
Okay, and that's valid.
Especially if the 49ers, I think, lead. Haven't they beaten the Seahawks before?
Yeah, they have.
Hey, so there you go.
How about for the AFC?
All right. So I said the Dolphins are going to win the division. So Buffalo is going to be the 5. The Jets
Miami
could
would be
be
the.
the Jets could be the 6 or the 7.
I think it would be Jets at 6 and Bengals at 7.
That's assuming the Bengals can be a little bit more consistent. But if they're not consistent enough, the Patriots, if they're consistent enough, they can steal that 7.
I don't think they are. I'm going to be honest with you.
That is.
I think the Colts.
Also,
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Buffalo wins the division. Miami is at 5. The Jets are at 6, and the Bengals are at 7.
okay. I can see that argument. And I'll go. I'll go with that. Just because again, the Patriots, like you said, aren't as consistent. Like I feel like they're gonna be like fighting for that wild card. It's gonna be like that typical Week 18 where they win their game, but they need another team to lose to get in, and that team wins and they're out.
Yeah, no, I
and
agree.
In this case, the Bengals are going to be the team.
Well, because the Bengals and the Ravens face in the last week of the season.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we know what we're thinking of for all the playoff stuff. Let's try to go. Let's do Week 10.
All right, let's do this.
All right. So, Vikings at Bills. Give me Vikings. Josh Allen's turned the ball over too much.
That is true. But Gabe Davis can bail them out. I don't trust Kirk Cousins.
It's a big game.
Is this on prime time or no? Is this a 1 p.m. game?
Give me Minnesota.
But you saw Kirk Cousins cooked it up at the end of that game. At the end again, dude. Tell me this. It's the Commanders, right? But if we swap out the Commanders and put a team like a competent team, like say the Chiefs, Kirk Cousins does not come back in that game. Period.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
So I'm gonna go Buffalo. Buffalo, and plus they're gonna come out angry that they let last week go. So,
I mean that's fair too. But even then, I see with the other games, I still see. I could still see all the other teams in the North losing, along with Minnesota if Minnesota does lose. So there'll still be 4 games up.
That is true. But
okay.
Moving on.
Next, the chat.
What?
What were you saying? Hold on about?
Oh no! I said move on. Next.
Okay. Detroit at Chicago.
This is a toilet bowl game. Yay!
Chicago will make more plays. Chicago.
I gotta go Chicago.
Yep, me too. All right, blowout alert. Jacksonville at Kansas City.
No, Kansas City.
Kansas City. All right, Cleveland at Miami. Give me Miami.
I'll go Miami, but again, the Browns have that habit, dude, where they upset teams that they shouldn't. So I feel like
still going Miami.
That Miami's gonna barely squeak by. I don't know why.
Yeah, just like they did it against Chicago.
Yeah.
All right, Texans at Giants.
Giants.
I
think the Texans are also going to be that team where they're going to be tanking for the first overall pick.
Yep, of course. All right, Saints at Steelers.
Steelers.
I'm going to go Saints.
Okay.
I don't have a good reason for it. I just think it's a better chance of them winning than Pittsburgh right now, especially with Pittsburgh not having Claypool.
Yeah, but I feel like they don't need Claypool. They got Deontay Johnson, and Deontay Johnson apparently is their favorite target. They also have, what's this dude's name? George Pickens.
He's not developed enough to really make big
Yeah,
plays.
but he's been like catching balls, and Chase Claypool has been quiet. Like
the Saints defense swarms Kenny Pickett, the rookie, and eats him alive.
no, that is true. No, but I feel like Dennis Allen. This is another thing that I have about the Saints. That Dennis Allen, good coordinator, but horrible coach because they have a losing record.
Both teams do.
Yeah, but the Saints, Sean Payton thought, you know what, crown Dennis Allen as my successor, thinking that Dennis Allen learned from his mistakes as the Raiders coach way back when, and it just ultimately failed. So I don't know.
I still have to give it to the Saints. You say Steelers. That's okay.
Okay, move on.
All right. Broncos at Titans. Titans.
Yeah, I don't trust the Broncos, to be honest. Yes, they got the win last time, but
Here's another toilet bowl game. Colts at Raiders.
I don't know what Jeff Saturday's going to present. I'll go the Raiders.
Yeah, me too. All right. Cowboys at Packers.
Cowboys.
Yep, Cowboys.
Dude, if this was week 1, I would have been like, give me Aaron Rodgers all the way. Nope,
not a chance. Plus, the Cowboys, I think, are getting to be red hot themselves. All right. Cardinals or Rams?
Rams.
Yep, Rams. Chargers.
Oh, wait,
at 9.
but Matthew Stafford ain't playing this game.
He's not?
No, he's hurt. I think he's in concussion protocol. I don't know who the starting quarterback is.
Okay, yeah, Cardinals.
Yeah. I'll go with the Cardinals too, just because I have no idea. Like I forgot who they said the starting quarterback was. All I know is a no name. Anyways, go on.
All right. Chargers at Niners.
Niners.
Yep, Niners. All right, here we go. Blowout alert. Eagles hosting the Commanders.
Commanders.
Eagles.
Oh, sorry. Did I say the Commanders? I'm at the Eagles.
Yeah, you did. Oh gosh, nice job. Commanders are going to get blown out 38-10.
I say 38-17.
No. Actually, you know what? I'll go even worse than that. I'll say 41-3 Eagles.
Okay, you gotta give Taylor Heineke credit though. He actually makes touchdowns happen.
He does, but the Eagles have a good secondary.
Yeah, but the Commanders also have a good front seven. So I honestly could see that. And plus, the last game, the Eagles only scored 24 points.
29.
I'm talking about with the Commanders.
Oh. Well, Eagles are hungry.
And if Chase Young plays this game and we don't know what he's going to look like, he could be a difference maker.
Jalen Hurts is going to get some design quarterback runs, and he's going to rush for over 80 yards.
You know what? I'm gonna change my prediction from 38-17. I say Eagles win it 27-10.
I'll do 38-10.
Okay.
All right, we've covered all week 10.
Oh wait, did you do your pick for the Buccaneers versus?
I did. I said Buccaneers, or I said Seahawks over Buccaneers.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. Yeah, I'll go Seahawks too in Munich.
I wish there was a way to watch. I think I could watch a replay of that game at some point.
It's gonna be on NFL Network.
Yeah, but it's at 9:30 in the morning on Sunday, and I'm going to be going to church at that time.
Oh, true. Anyway. Oh, wow. Let me see.
We went fast.
Let's see here.
My game I'm looking forward to the most is Bills at Vikings, or Vikings at Bills.
All right, last question before we get out of here because we're at the 35-minute mark, and it would be really, really sad if I had on a 35-minute stream. Who is up to this point your MVP of the season?
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Everything good? You're cutting out.
Sorry. I will say, I think Buffalo's got to get it together. Otherwise, they could really slide.
Yeah. But who's your MVP of the season? Like, who do you think could win the MVP from what you've seen so far?
My MVP is going to be, believe it or not, AJ Brown.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're not gonna go Jalen Hurts with that because Jalen Hurts has done more.
I mean, the thing of it is, you got to think about productivity in the sense of who is the team rallying around.
That is true. Do you think the Eagles will go 17-0?
No, I think they will be undefeated until the last game, and then they will intentionally drop a game by sitting stars before the playoffs.
Okay. That's true. All right. My MVP, I'm going to give it to Tyreek Hill because who knew that him and Tua would actually like be on fire the way that they're playing together? Number one. Number two, we thought that he was just gonna stink it up in basically the OBJ, where OBJ was like, I don't want to be here in New York anymore. Send him away to Cleveland. But no, Tyreek Hill is actually like flourishing with Tua, and Tua's actually playing better. So I feel like everyone's rallying around Tyreek Hill in Miami.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
But
Hey, what's up, brother? Sorry.
all right, so are we done here?
Sorry. Actually, so I will say this. Actually, one thing I wanted to say. If the kicking woes are not fixed in Atlanta and in Carolina, they're going to be hurting much more than they realize.
Yep, that is true.
I think, and I also think that if the Niners ever come across a team that can stop their running game, they're going to be in big trouble as well.
Yeah, that is also true.
And I think also we're going to start to see a big change in the coming weeks where I think Dan Snyder on the team.
Dude, all I'm saying is this. What were your thoughts on the conference from the Attorney General from yesterday?
Someone's backside's being covered, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll find out. I feel like Dan Snyder's done. It's a matter of from what I heard, is that Jay-Z and
Bezos
and Jeff Bezos, since they're doing a partnership, they're gonna put a bid in January. So let's see if they actually do sell, and let's see if Dan Snyder's actually serious about selling.
That's a big thing too.
But alrighty. Is there anything else before we get out of here?
No, I can't think of anything else.
All right. Well, yeah, I know it's a short episode, but what do you expect when there's really nothing else to talk about? But
nothing to talk about, and also big life changes coming.
Yeah. So we don't know. I don't know, man. We'll see if Aaron joins us next week. I may or may not have a new co-host next week. I'm still trying to, get someone to.
I do enjoy doing these, but if I have to be at the hospital, I have to be at the hospital.
Yeah, life is calling Aaron, y'all. At least something's calling Aaron.
Well, I just honestly, so I'm gonna be hardcore honest with you guys for a minute. When Adam was first born, he's my nephew. We thought there was going to be some health complications because he had low oxygen levels when he was born, and he ended up in the NICU for a time.
Yeah.
And so we were scared, like really scared.
Yeah, it's understandable.
And my worry is that I'm hoping that it doesn't happen to this child.
Well, man, thoughts and prayers go out to your family. Hope everything goes well. If you're able to, I'll shoot you a text next week, and if you're able to join, then, I'll be happy to have you on the show. If not, we'll always play it by ear. But like I said, on my end, I'm trying to see if I can find another co-host that can, not replace him, but basically keep Aaron's seat warm. It may be a little different. The dynamic may be a little different because I'm searching into a pool where I don't know many people.
Prayers go out to Declan Thomas Kuiper. That's gonna be his name.
That's cool.
They already have his name set up, and they already have his name, like what they want to name him. And yes, I really hope I hope everything turns out okay for this kid.
Yeah, but alrighty, y'all. Until then, we are done here. Have yourselves a good night.
It was good seeing you guys.